Have you ever heard of a philosopher who was a teacher of an emperor but was killed by him too? Yes, this is the real story of Seneca. He lived almost 2,000 years ago, but his thoughts feel like they were written yesterday. Seneca was born in Spain, in a city called Cordoba. His father was a famous writer. So, from the start, Seneca was trained in speaking, writing, and deep thinking. But his early life was full of health problems. He was weak and often sick. Doctors said he wouldn't survive long. He didn't give up. He moved to Egypt for health treatment and learned a lot there. When he came back to Rome, he became famous. Not just as a writer, but as a thinker. He followed something called Stoicism. What is Stoicism? It's a way of thinking that teaches you can't control everything in life, but you can control how you react to it. Seneca believed that pain, fear, anger, all these emotions can be controlled with reason and calmness. He once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That means most of our pain is not real. It's just in our minds. One of his most powerful books is called On the Shortness of Life. In that, he writes, *it, ask not that we have a short life, but we waste a lot of it. Another one is called Letters to Lucilius. In those letters, he gives life advice to a young man. But actually, it feels like he's talking to us. Seneca became so wise that even the Roman emperor asked for his help. And that emperor ... was Nero. Yes, Nero. The same Nero who became one of the most cruel and feared emperors in history. But in the beginning, Nero was young. He needed a guide, a teacher, a mentor. Seneca became that mentor. He tried to make Nero calm, smart, and kind. And it worked for a few years. Nero ruled well in the early days. But power changed Nero. He became greedy, angry, suspicious, violent, and slowly, Nero stopped listening to Seneca. Seneca saw that things were going in the wrong direction. So he asked to leave. He wanted to retire from politics. Nero said, "Fine." But one day, a group of people tried to kill Nero. It was a failed plan. But Nero got scared. He started blaming everyone. Even Seneca, his old teacher. Seneca didn't even join the plot. But Nero didn't care. He sent soldiers to Seneca, ... with one order: you must die. Now imagine, you gave your life to teaching and helping someone, and that same person orders your death. But Seneca didn't panic. He didn't cry. He didn't beg. He just smiled, ... and said goodbye to his family. Then he opened his own veins and let himself bleed to death, peacefully. He died just like he lived, with calm, control, and courage. Even death could not break him. That ... was the power of Stoicism. Seneca left behind words that still guide people today. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. If you want to be loved. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. He believed. Real peace comes not from the world, but from inside. So next time you feel stress, anger, or fear, remember Seneca? He had wealth, power, fame, and still chose wisdom, simplicity, and inner peace. Let's learn from him. If you liked this story, do give it a like and subscribe. There are more deep and hidden stories like this coming soon.